Relevance is a cornerstone of identity. For leaders, especially, it is not just about being useful in a professional sense. It strikes at the heart of our self-worth and our sense of purpose. To matter, to be listened to influence the direction of a team or an organization, feels essential. When that relevance is threatened, the reaction is not merely rational concern about job security or status. It is existential. Who am I if I am no longer needed? The rise of artificial intelligence has accelerated this dilemma. Tasks and judgments that once required years of experience, keen intuition, and hard-won wisdom now fall within the reach of algorithms. Reports that took days to analyze and synthesize can be processed in seconds. Insights once considered the domain of seasoned experts are generated with a click. It is humbling, even unsettling, to witness the erosion of the very qualities that defined our professional usefulness. And then there is the generational shift. Younger colleagues are not just energetic and ambitious. They are fluent in the digital languages that often leave older leaders feeling outpaced. They adapt quickly to new technologies, unburdened by the hierarchies and traditions that shaped previous decades. Their rise is not antagonistic, it is a natural progression. But when combined with AI's relentless efficiency, it can feel as if your significance is being chipped away from both sides. I recall a vivid moment in a boardroom meeting. A young analyst stepped forward with an AI-powered model that forecasted market shifts more accurately than any senior executive had managed in years. Applause filled the room. I tried to smile, but inside, I felt a sense of being obsolete. The intuition I had spent decades honing was suddenly overshadowed by a machine's unerring logic. In that moment, I noticed a dangerous impulse within myself. The urge to undermine, to poke holes, to question the model's reliability. It wasn't about protecting the business. It was about protecting my own sense of worth. This is the instinct of sabotage, born of fear. When leaders feel threatened, this fear does not remain private. It becomes a public concern. It seeps into decisions, often with damaging consequences. Innovation may be resisted, cloaked in the language of caution or risk management, but it is often rooted in insecurity. Micromanagement can become rampant, not for the sake of quality, but as a desperate attempt to maintain relevance. There is a shift toward short-term thinking, seeking immediate wins that reaffirm one's value, even if it means sacrificing the long-term vision. In extreme cases, fear may drive self-destructive choices, such as reckless investments, clinging to outdated practices, or alienating the very people who could help you stay relevant. Ironically, the harder we cling to relevance, the faster we lose it. A leader paralyzed by the fear of obsolescence may alienate younger colleagues, stifle innovation, and ultimately accelerate the very decline they fear. I have watched brilliant leaders undermine their own legacy, not through lack of skill, but by refusing to confront their anxieties. There is, however, another path. To move forward, leaders must shift from identifying as the knower to embracing the role of the learner. Relevance is not about defending past expertise. It is about remaining curious, open, and adaptable. Legacy is not about striving to be irreplaceable. It is about empowering the next generation to succeed. AI should not be viewed as an adversary, but rather as a collaborator. Machines may outpace us in speed, but they depend on our ability to contextualize, interpret, and add human nuance. Vulnerability is key. Admitting fear is not a sign of weakness. It is a step toward trust and transformation. I remember being asked to comment on an AI-generated analysis at a retreat. The old impulse to assert dominance surfaced, but I chose honesty, acknowledging the speed and accuracy of the technology while highlighting the value of my experience in interpreting its results. That moment reshaped the dynamic in the room from one of competition to one of collaboration. Ultimately, the existential fear of irrelevance is a universal concern. Technology will continue to advance. New generations will rise. The question is not whether we will be overtaken, but how we will respond to it. We can sabotage and resist, or we can evolve and mentor, leaving a legacy that is defined not by how long we held on, but by how well we helped others rise. Relevance is not diminished when others thrive. It is amplified when we empower them. In the age of AI, the leaders who matter most are those who embrace change gracefully, finding meaning not just in being indispensable today, but in shaping what matters tomorrow.